Hello Taurus, this is a timeless weekend quickie reading for you. Timeless weekend reading sounds contradictive. Doesn't have to be. It could resonate with you this weekend or another weekend. I just decided that now and then I will do these very short weekend quickie readings, and I have posted some of them 2 or 3 weeks ago already. They don't have a lot of views yet. And I just prefer to do timeless readings because I'm not just a tarot reader, I'm also very psychic. And just as an example, I had a vision when I was around 5 years old of the apartment I'm living in. Like, I saw my apartment 25 years before I moved there, before I even moved to the town. I saw everything, the furniture and, all the details. So it is similar with my tarot readings. I hope that this reading will not resonate with someone in 25 years, but I have tarot readings that started to make sense for myself sometimes 2 years later. So I really like timeless readings, and I know some people don't want to click on older tarot readings because they think it's over, but in my readings, this is not, with my readings, this is not the case at all. So, I don't know, sometimes I just feel like doing these very quick, short, on-point readings just for a few minutes. And they may find you when you need to hear them. You might also find them now and they might not resonate, but maybe in 1 year you remember parts of this reading and you see how something has started to unfold. That's what also could happen. I actually like that. Okay, so let me get into the reading. Oh, by the way, I'm using my own tarot cards. I call them the medieval oracle cards. You have the healer in the middle, then you have the mermaid, the dungeon, the sun, and the lute. And I have a very positive feeling about this reading, even though my readings can be very, very deep and heavy. And I also point out negative things, even though I know that people often don't want to hear that, but I mean, it's life. And sometimes there's negative stuff. And as I said, I have a very good feeling about this reading, but even though it feels positive to me, there is something negative I have to point out. With this dungeon card, and it might also trigger some people. I don't do that on purpose, but it's just what it is. But some of you will understand, and for some of you it will resonate. So there is something with this healer in the middle. Like, she is not she could be your own energy. You, for example, if you're a social worker or you work at a prison or something, you might be the one who is giving, I'm trying to make it sharp, who's giving good news to someone. Now we got it here. But for most people, mainly, I feel that this is not your own energy. This is a woman or a man that will contact you. I'm not seeing a letter card here. It could be via a letter, mail, phone call, or, even an official document. It could be personally, and she is very balanced. When she shares this news with you, she will be very calm. She will know that you will welcome these news a lot. These news could be a huge relief to you. And she could just be a social worker or a nurse or, as I said already, someone who works in a prison. Maybe you have some of your own ideas who this person could be. It could be a relative or friend or partner as well, but in most cases I feel it is not someone who is in your private life. even though this person might know a lot about your private circumstances. And this is what I mean when I say my readings can be heavy sometimes, or very deep or profound, because they also include life circumstances that for many people might appear fictionary, or that they have not made any experiences with, and they think that these things only happen in movies, but they don't. So don't be shocked when I talk about stuff like people going to prison or getting out of a prison or something, because I'm going to start with this heavier stuff first now. So that was one thing I was getting, that this woman might inform you that someone who was very dangerous towards you or towards your beloved ones, or even if it's completely impersonal, even if it's just in quotes. Let's say you heard that for several months there were some thieves in your neighborhood who kept robbing people, and you were afraid it would happen to you too, or to someone who's close to you. And now you hear that they found this person and this person got locked away. It could be something like that. That's not even utterly personal, but it could be something personal. And I feel like you might receive some good news that in the most cases someone is getting locked away. Or it could also be that someone who is not really dangerous but who made a mistake. Let's say, not someone who murdered someone or raped someone, but I don't know, someone who was doing some stupid garbage when they were drunk, or someone who was found guilty of tax evasion. I mean, I don't want to downplay any criminal stuff here, but, I think some things are not as bad as rape or murder. So if you know someone who is actually not a bad person, but they did something stupid and they might even, regret it, and maybe someone like that could be coming out of a prison. So that's the heavier part of the reading. Now, let me get into the less heavy interpretations that I have for some other people here. Like, what I also thought, that it could be just that this person is giving you an information about a situation where just a situation that kept you imprisoned, where you had to wait probably for several years for something to move, to change, that this is ending. Or that, maybe someone had huge debts. Maybe you borrowed someone a lot of money, or you worked for someone and they didn't pay you, and you try to get your justice. It could be even an official case that you opened. And maybe you waited for several years for this money to come, or even if it's not financial, it could be anything else. And this person just kept you waiting and waiting, and you felt like you were being imprisoned because you don't have, you can't do anything. You just have to wait and be stuck, and you can't move because you're, in this dungeon. And it could also just be a good news regarding this situation. And here on the unconscious pattern, we have the mermaid card, and I created this card. It has several meanings. It stands for unrequited love, but in this case it could also stand for unrequited efforts, if I can say it this way. Like, sometimes we put so much effort into a relationship or a situation and we get nothing back, but we keep hoping to change the situation or person, but it just never happens. And then sometimes after years we get to a realization like, oh my God, I was just being naive, or I just didn't see the situation properly, and I was just having false hope. And then you try to end the situation, but you are already so stuck in it. So this was what this card just could confirm again. But for some of you, I also feel like the situation, whatever it was that made you feel imprisoned, it also took a toll somehow on your romantic life for some of you, but also on your physical health, on your, if it was a very draining situation, that also made you feel a little bit losing your self-confidence or your self-respect, that you felt a little bit unattractive, or you just didn't care about how you look. And I don't think that, I'm not talking about this exaggerated vanity. It's just a normal thing, like combing our hair or regularly washing our hair, wearing something. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It just something that suits ourselves. Just a nice outfit that's not too much, but also, chaotic. And sometimes we can be in a phase of life where we just don't care at all about these things. And I feel like this whole situation, it just did something to your romantic life, or just your body in general. And I feel like you are not even really aware of it, because you probably were so focused on something else that this was just a side topic for you. And I feel like, because it's on the unconscious, in the unconscious pattern, you might become aware of it as this huge, terrible knot gets loosened and you receive some good news. Yes. This will just be a little bonus for you, that this aspect is also getting healed. We have the Sun card here. Look at it. It's really, really prideful. It's self-confident. It's self-satisfied, not at all in a selfish or bad way, just radiant in its core. And it's, it just outshines everything. And it's just very nice to have the Sun card in your reading here. So I really don't get anything negative here, even though some people might feel triggered when they hear the word prison. Then this part is not for you. This is only for the people who really go through situations like this in life. And then we have the lute here on top, and for some people it could literally stand for music. Maybe, that this good news is coming could mean to you that you will feel like dancing, singing, making music, just listening to music, going to a concert. Or, for others it's not about music, but more about playfulness. Like, the lute could also represent your kitchen. Maybe this whole situation was so burdening that you couldn't enjoy cooking anymore. You were just doing these fast food meals, making these fast food meals. And, you just feel like now that everything is solved, you just want to use your kitchen properly, and you will just play around with everything you have in your kitchen and bake and cook. And this could also stand for this. And or for example, let us stick to the first example I had in the beginning, like when I said maybe there was a serious where people were getting robbed in your neighborhood, and you were afraid to go into your garden and do the garden work So this could also represent, you know, your gardening gadgets, and now you will do something over there. You know, it's just about playfulness, about a hobby. But it, you know, the instrument is also a tool. It could just, you know, or a hammer is also an instrument. It makes noise. It doesn't make harmonious noises like music does, but it's an instrument to create something, to repair something. So it could stand for something like that as well. At the bottom of the deck, we have the white dragoness. Actually, I don't know if this word dragoness really exists in English. So maybe I just invented it. I wanted her to be a female dragon, so I called her a dragoness. So this is it's actually the highest and most powerful card in the deck, more powerful than the sun even, because it stands for, you know, ultimate knowledge, ultimate wisdom, and extreme magic or power over elements, like, you know, some inhuman powers that we only know of fantasy movies. So it's a very, you know, like it transcends all physics and chemistry. That's what I'm trying to say. And yeah, maybe this might just all feel like a miracle to you. Maybe you didn't even expect this. So this reading got much longer than I intended it to be. I wanted it to be like around 8 minutes. I said it's going to be a quickie for the weekend, but it's not. So, as I said, it could be that you find this reading right now and it doesn't resonate with you, but resonates with you much later. It could be something that you're hoping for, that's on your mind, that you receive good news regarding such a situation, and then it just starts to unfold in 4, 5, or 6 weeks. So, you know, I don't always want to put these strict timings or timestamps onto my readings. Just for you to know. And now it's out there. Thank you for watching.